Hey, welcome to the Bad Samaritan podcast. This is your host, Sam and Chava.
What do you do?
What's good, YouTube? Welcome to this week's episode. We're going to review the Rams game, preview the postseason. Hope you guys all having a good start to your new year. Chava, what's going on, man? We lost to the Rams. Our ownership of McVay during the regular season is now over. Puka Nacua set the rookie record for receiving yards.
I hate it when teams break records on us. It reminds me of being trash against Peyton Manning and the Broncos when he broke that record over our head too. But, you know, he was bound to break it, and we kind of tried everything we could, just keep it on the field as long as we can. So I respect it. And this game didn't mean anything to our record or for our team, although it would have been nice to get a win. Just to, test our depth players to see if they were good enough to win. And there was just a lot of inconsistencies that have kind of been tainting or poisoning this team throughout the year. They were kind of highlighted in this game. So overall, I think it wasn't a bad loss, but it was just bad tape to put out there.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's just kind of hard when you're playing a preseason style game with the way you're playing players, and I know we had the pick. I thought Sam Darnold looked decent out there. The receivers kind of had some big drops. Ray had that kind of push off, and then he still dropped it either way. Mike Conley had a good route, and he drops the ball also. So it's like, the game could have been won. I think there's a whole little conversation around Jake Moody that we can get into if you want later on. Overall, the guy had a great season, but, I mean, those 4 points in this game cost us the game in a sense.
Yeah.
It's a very weird game. I mean, I was at the game. It was just kind of funny. We are all in the stands like, hey, why can't we stop Carson Wentz on this quarterback draw, And I get it. There's a bunch of different random D linemen out there. We're trying to, milk the practice squad to kind of just field the team. But, you never like to lose. But I think the silver lining is that we were able to rest our key guys, and that's going to be a godsend come the playoffs. I don't think we've been this healthy in a long time. So it's a bummer, but, even seeing that Kittle and Greenlaw were, last-minute scratches, that's a pro. So
Yep.
As long as we don't come out, in our first week and get blown out by, the Bucks or some, team that's hitting their stride, then, it doesn't matter what this game, how this game went. But I was very interested in the D-line play, right? How we were kind of getting cut up by Wentz on these quarterback draws. But then also on offense, I keep saying it, J.P. Mason, man. The man is, averaging 6 yards per carry.
Exactly,
and I don't understand
6.
why he's only getting, 6 carries, I think.
He got 6 carries for 36 yards last game.
See?
It's crazy.
And every time I see this guy on the field and he has the ball in his hand, he's dynamite.
Dynamite.
He had a catch, right?
Yes. He had 1 catch for 12 yards.
1 catch, 12 yards, 6 yards, 6 carries.
Dude's a beast.
The man's a first down. It's 3rd and Jawan, and it's 1st and Mason.
Yeah, first and
and I'm just I just don't get it, man. I think if this guy got north of 10 carries in a game, not only would it help keep CMC a little bit more rested, I think it also provides a different style of back for defenses to prepare for.
Yep.
So I keep seeing some stuff online about, Kyle's going to unleash Mason in the playoffs.
I don't think so.
I hope it's the case, but I really don't believe that's going to happen, man.
Me neither. I think we've mistreated Jordan Mason worse than the Detroit Lions have treated Jahmyr Gibbs. I think Mason's output is really great. People like to say maybe he can't pass block or something, but I would totally like to see that, especially in a game like this. Expose my guy if that's really what you want to do.
Exactly, man. I didn't see any. I don't know, man. When I see the film, I'm just I don't see how this guy's not playing more.
Yeah, especially after my biggest question mark was that I think it was the Cardinals game, the first one where Christian McCaffrey had a couple fumbles, and I was like, all right, well, guy's not taking care of the ball. Stuff happens. You can fumble the ball, and I was like, all right, but let's
bench him.
Let's bench him.
Give him a breather.
Give him a breather. Let's.
Hey, buddy, you're gonna sit this one out, bud.
Yeah, but that didn't happen, and I was like, Mason hasn't put the ball on the floor, and he's only been scoring for us. So it's What's the deal with this? You know, I feel like
My
this is a
conspiracy theory is a whole philosophy thing, man. I think,
you can't block, you can't play.
yeah, yeah. I think Mason is like, I think they got to have like a nice power scheme. I think Mason would be perfect for it. I think
Yeah,
some sort of pistol formation, and he just runs downhill and he runs downhill hard, and it's just tough not having him.
Jordan Mason to me reminds me of a Pittsburgh Steelers type of running back. You know, like just needs a big line in front of him, needs a maybe a fullback and just dig his nose in the interior and just get out. He even shows us that he could slip out, kind of Frank Gore esque. So I'm like, this guy is showing you that he's consistent in the short yard and can be explosive, and we're not.
What's crazy, bro, is like he's not even averaging 6 carries per game.
he's getting them, like it's guaranteed.
No, what I'm saying is like I don't think even Kyle's giving him 6 looks per game.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I think this game was like extra, and I don't even understand why we were going back to Eli. If my man Eli's not healthy, like why are we running him? We know what he's got. If he's healthy, we know what he can do. But like, I just don't understand why we keep trotting our guy out there when Mason. I mean, I think maybe the game before he might have been sick or something. He's dealing with some illness.
Yeah.
But it's just like, bro, like the man looks physically like ready to go. And it's like I think we need him this postseason. And I think you can have a formation where you have him and CMC in the backfield, and seem just by the numbers of CMC, Ayuk, and Debo and Mason in the backfield, I think you're gonna find some success.
I think it's just Kyle. He wants to make sure that CMC's like I don't know, running, and he's an old machine and stuff, but I I have no explanation why we can't have the Raheem Mostert Matt Breida type of relationship in this running back room. I think Jordan Mason has kind of deserved it. But enough on Mason. He gets his props. Hopefully next year he gets more touches. Hopefully in this playoff run, he scores a touchdown. Helps us win the Super Bowl. But he had a great game. Back to our defense though. Terrible. Number one rusher for the Rams, Carson Wentz. 56 yards on 14 carries, or on 17 carries, sorry. And he averaged more yards than Eli Mitchell, which is kind of sad.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy, man. I don't know. Again, like these guys that were playing out there, I think they're putting tape out there for themselves, for other positions going forward. I don't know. I wasn't super impressed by any of them. I think we got to get to see some guys out there. I think a little concerned about what's it, Clean Farrell?
Yeah.
Hurt his knee a little bit, but I think he'll be ready for that first game. He's actually had I think he's been a really great glue guy this season. Every time I hear other players talk about him, they keep talking about how he's got a really high motor. He's always in at practice early and stays late. I think he's really trying to earn, a big check somewhere else. And even if he doesn't, he says to stay here. Like I'd be happy to keep him. We definitely need to keep that rotation of D linemen going, especially with Armstead, who's been dealing with this plantar fasciitis for I think it feels like well over I don't know. It feels like 6 weeks now.
Yeah.
By the time Armstead gets back, he's gonna be out of football for like a dang near 2 months. So I don't know how that looks going forward. Just to kind of wrap up on the D line as I'm thinking about Armstead. I think Kinlaw quietly had a good year. His first year where he actually played and was healthy for all games.
Sneaky production. Yep.
So I think that's a huge win for him. I think I imagine he stays on a team friendly deal. I don't see a reason for us to give up on him. He knows the scheme. I think if there's another team that's out there going to pay him, then he should probably go do that. But I think the organization has kind of built goodwill with him and not give up on him, and I foresee him staying. I honestly thought Chase Young was going to have a bit more production this season. I don't know. I think the one play that keeps kind of sticking out to me is that on the Ravens play where he kind of over pursues and missed the sack, and then I think it results in Lamar's like one scamper for like 30 yards or something.
40 yards, yeah.
And so that was kind of hurt. But again, like I don't know how to much it's on these players versus the scheme. Hargrave I also thought kind of started off really strong and kind of got lost in the wash a little bit. Bosa's Bosa, and like the numbers aren't really there for Defensive Player of the Year, but he's still a beast out there.
Yeah.
We just saw that Drake Jackson got hurt and he's getting knee surgery, so it's probably likely he's been dealing with this for some time. So I hope he gets healthy and he's ready for training camp. And then I think Randy Gregory too. I think he kind of was in and out there. We actually made a lot of investments in D line. I think in during the season, you know.
Yeah, it's
So
crazy.
it's pretty interesting. I know we lost a couple other guys. I can't remember their names. I think the guy's name is Davis. He hurt his ankle.
Kalia Davis, yeah.
Yeah, that guy. He was having a pretty nice little couple snaps here and there. I think in the Philly game. Um,
Did you also lose Givens?
Givens has been there. I don't think he's gotten hurt. Kevin Givens, I think he's having a pretty decent season, and I think Contavious Street is still there as well. So we got some pretty good guys in there. I'm gonna be curious to see how we play them. Our linebackers I think are great. I think I was really glad to see us kind of keep Greenlaw off the bench. That guy's just he's like a human missile. You know, he's trying to blow everything up and
Yeah,
including himself.
he is a dynamite stick, but I think like you said, we did a lot of good personnel movement on the defense this year, and there has been some development. These players like Kinlaw and even Kalia Davis stepping up and getting some snaps and providing good pressure and stuff. The problem I'm seeing, like you said, Chase Young, he just didn't put in that production that you thought he would. I think in the fans' eyes, signing Chase Young was almost like a signing D Ford, and we knew if D Ford and Nick Bosa were on the same line on a play, that it was going to get major pressure, and then the ball was going to have to come out quick, or it was going to be a certified sack. We're like, oh, this was nice to watch. And this year, I thought that's what was going to happen, but no plays really looked. I mean, except for that, I think it was the sack against Trevor Lawrence, or like that strip sack fumble. That was the only real play that stood out to me between the Chase and Nick Bosa duo. To me, I put that on Wilkes, and we can get into like Wilkes a little bit later, because you have arguably the best personnel in Niner history on this defense. All these players are all pros. There's a Hall of Famer on the field. Like they're going to be great, and the production for the defense isn't what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it's definitely been an interesting season. I definitely think that I forget what the run statistics were, but we were definitely like top 5 in the run defense, and I think we slipped down to like 14th or 15th.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what other stats was I looking at. It's escaping me, but I mean, I think everyone can see it on the field. The defense is just playing a little bit different. I'm sure Wilkes is going to get a head coaching job somewhere. I'm hearing some things about Atlanta and whatnot. So all power to him. I'm ready to get that 3rd round comp pick from him. And then, let's bring in another defensive guy. Let's bring in a Ron Rivera. Let's bring some outsiders in to get some fresh blood, because every season we're burning coaches, man. And I'm tired of it. It's in this case I'll welcome it, because I think the defense kind of
I think it's peaking where
it didn't
Wilkes
really
is doing.
Yeah, I think he's kind of got him to what they're gonna do, and under him for this time, I think the fact that it took so long for him to get on the sideline, which is clearly what the team was kind of asking of him, because they definitely started playing better after that. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the offseason, but I won't really be too hurt that we lose Wilkes to another team.
Yeah, I think the Wilkes loss does not hurt me as much as losing Bob Sala and D'Amico, just because those defenses that those two had were less equipped and more productive. So losing Wilkes is, to me, it's kind of whatever. It still kind of sucks because our guys are gonna have to go through again, maybe learning another scheme or learning a different thing again, and there's a lack of consistency that I can see in the beginning of the season really kind of stunted the growth of the defense.
Yeah, I really don't see a world where Wilkes decides to stay. I really don't. I mean, he didn't bring any of his coaches over.
Yeah, no.
And I think that's the other thing, too, to call out. I know that we're kind of, like, hating on Wilkes a little bit. I know Kyle also, like, prioritizes, like, what he believes his defensive scheme to be, and he forces these guys to adapt to it.
Yeah.
Because Wilkes didn't bring any of his own guys. A lot of the same position coaches that didn't get poached by D'Amico and whatnot stayed. And then Kyle was just basically like, you have to learn our scheme and learn how to coach within it. So it's like
that's tough. Yeah,
that's not an easy assignment. And I have seen like some really, really good defensive play by our guys. And so it's like I can't just like hate on the guy, but we didn't allow a single 100-yard rusher this season, So that's great. We did have teams go over 100 yards overall collectively against us.
Yeah.
But not having a single guy drop 100 on us this season, I think that's a good stat. And I think it's also just different. You know, I think some of the games where like the offense kind of put us in bad situations also kind of make the defensive stats look poor,
Yeah.
right? The Baltimore game is a great example of that, where if you look at it, that defense did a pretty good job on Lamar, you know? And it's
Yep,
like
they
if
did.
Brock doesn't turn the ball over 5 times, you know, we potentially stop them, right? I think only on one drive did Baltimore actually drive the length of the field against us and score.
Yeah.
And so it's like the defense isn't bad. I think
No.
it just
There's
I
no.
can I can understand why certain factors outside of Wilkes' control contributed to some of the performance issues this season.
We talked about it before in like previous podcast, talking about synchronicity between both sides of the ball, and
Right.
we brought up like, okay, this offense is explosive, it's scoring, it's getting down the field, scoring fast, and then our defense is not doing it's not the number one scoring defense. It's not
Right.
it's not getting off the field quick. It's you know, it was almost a detriment that our offense was like was just being so good that our defense.
We've run into the problem that we used to have when playing, like when we talk about older teams like playing something like the Chiefs, where they're like, oh well, we got to keep the ball out of their hands. We have
Yep.
to like have long sustained drives. Like if you pay attention, that's what teams are doing to us.
Yep, exactly.
They're trying to keep the ball out of Brock Purdy's hands.
Yep.
Which to me is like another example of why that boy's elite. You know what I'm saying? Because like
Yeah.
they're basically saying, you know what? We can't stop this Niner offense, so we have to have long sustained drives to tire at this defense. And so teams are playing us differently, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of why I get to like one thing that I haven't talked about on this cast, but we have on others, is like the special teams play, right? Having another facet of the game where we can also score in, or really drastically change positions, or really pin them down. You know, we're not punting as much because we're always scoring. You know, we're not, and if you know, especially now with the rules and everything, almost everything being a touchback, like it's really hard to then when we get kicked off to not that we don't end up doing anything, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's very interesting problems, right? We're a different team than we've been in the past. I think this is the first time under the Kyle Shanahan era that I really do feel like this offense is always going to score.
Yeah.
Aside from us being down, you know, but I think even then it's like I think we can do it. I think it just hasn't happened for us yet. But it's been a very interesting season with the way that this team's put together, and I'm interested to see how the playoffs go, because that detriment of not being able to come back when we're down points in the fourth quarter, that's going to be what the playoffs are going to be like, right? And I think that's a great transition into this weekend and these matchups. Who do you got for us first on Saturday?
Let me see who's playing on Saturday first. I think it's the Buccaneers, if I'm correct, right? Buccaneers, Eagles.
No, that's actually the last game, but we can start with that one. That's going to be the Monday game on the 15th on the MLK holiday. So it's going to be Eagles-Bucks at 5 p.m. Pacific time.
In Tampa Bay. This will be actually a good game. I feel like this is...
I'm rooting for the Eagles, but I actually think the Bucks are going to win.
I think, yeah. I am rooting kind of for the Eagles just because they've been having a bad stretch, you know?
Yeah.
And I think...
I see the Eagles, and I just keep thinking, I keep hearing in my brain, sweep the leg, sweep the leg.
But the Bucks are at home, and they're kind of on the peaking at a good spot. I'm going to take the Eagles, though. I think the Eagles, they need this win, because if they don't, I think Philadelphia will burn down again. And I don't think they could take this loss. But I have not been liking what I've been seeing from the Eagles.
The Eagles have shown me that they have no signs of life, man. That team won
Yeah.
10. They won 10 games, and then they gave up on the year. That is like the definition of a front runner. You know,
Yeah.
like every team faces adversity, and unfortunately for them, they face it towards the third half of the season, or the third quarter in the season, and they are not bouncing back. You know what I'm saying? They have not watched Rocky. They have not learned that it's not about how many times you get hit, but it's about the times that you get hit and keep going. And these boys are not going anywhere right now.
Yeah.
I will be really surprised if they beat the Buccaneers. The Bucs are running the ball. They still got some guys on that side.
That defense is still humming.
That defense is good. Devin White's still over there.
Vita Vea's.
Mike Avon's still over there. Vita Vea.
Actually, yeah, no, I'm
you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm with you in the sense that I would like Philly to win because I would like to beat them myself out of the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? That's just for my own DMs and my own receipts. I've been messaging Eagles fans that were in my DMs last NFC Championship game, and I've been sincerely signing off as the number 1 seed with red and gold hearts. Yeah. And I would very much love to do that again to them in person. But I definitely just see the Bucs winning. They're a little hotter. They're
I think they're more sound as a team.
Yeah, they were pretty balanced. Like, they played us pretty well, and I don't see us losing to them. I think they're definitely going to throw the ball and get some bombs on us. But I don't know, man. I don't want to disrespect Baker, but I'm not too worried about Baker as a quarterback. And I don't think, like, my comp in terms of, like, teams that are also getting hot would be like the Browns, and the Browns to me are a much scarier team than the Buccaneers.
So we're choosing the Bucs to win?
I'm choosing the Bucs. You can stay with the Philadelphia Eagles.
I'm gonna choose the Bucs. I think just because we got a little bracket in front of us. But yeah, I think the Bucs have a sounder team, better defense. I think they could stop Jalen Hurts from scoring and just kind of overall frustrate that team because they're easy to frustrate. You know, they're easy to get under their skin. Let's hop over to the AFC. The first on my bracket I have over here is the Texans and the Browns. Also a great game.
So first of all, the Texans had a great season. Like, they as an organization, I think are
turning around.
They're more ahead of schedule than any other organization. Yep. First year with the new head coach, CJ Stroud. Rookie of the year, right?
Yeah, rookie of the year.
And D'Amico Ryans will be head coach of the year. I think coach of the year.
No, I don't think he'll be coach of the year. But
no, who did it better than him? He's had a great year. That team wasn't doing anything. Well, Chaba debates me on that. Like, I think that team has been doing great. Really proud of those guys. Obviously, like, the Niner ties. It's kind of why I have a lot of respect for D'Amico. And, it's hard to win with a rookie quarterback, but they are playing a really tough Browns team that's has a historic defense at this time. And in the interest of having somebody knock off the Ravens, I'm pulling for the Browns. I don't think the Browns lose to the Texans because Joe Flacco is bombing it all over the field, and because they can run the ball, and because they have a great defense. They have a championship caliber defense right now.
Yeah.
And so I can't just I'm not going to dismiss that. So I'm going Brownies.
I'm going Brownies as well, and I'm going Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski for Coach of the Year. I believe he as a coach has overcome more adversity than D'Amico Ryans.
That's fair. He went through 3 quarterbacks?
3 or 4 quarterbacks this year, and he's making that team work. Defense has been the defense has been consistently dominant for the whole season.
Bro, remember 3 weeks ago I was like, "Yo, look at Flacco's arm." And you're like, "Flacco? Bro, he throws like pigs." I was like, "Bro, look at this spiral. My man has a beautiful arm."
Yeah, he does.
He has a great ball,
and I think it helps that he hasn't just played ball in so long. So he's just fresh,
so loose.
He's playing loose. Yeah, and each ball still is either a pick or it's like a huge bump.
Yes,
but I think that's the best that the Browns can get right now. Yeah, I feel like Joe Flacco is what Jimmy Garoppolo could have been if he didn't get hurt.
No, Jimmy never had. Bro, no. Hold on, don't.
Jimmy could have had an arm.
He did. He never did though.
He never did.
Yeah, Joe Flacco was coming into the league and he was throwing 70-yard bombs.
No, I'm not. No, I'm saying Joe Flacco's miles above Jimmy Garoppolo, but I'm saying at his current stage right now, as a 40-year-old quarterback. At his production now.
Joe Flacco. Don't disrespect Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco beat us in the Super Bowl. Joe Flacco's floor is
miles above Jimmy Garoppolo. I get it.
Is like above Jimmy's peak. You know what I'm saying?
No, okay.
Jimmy can't make some of the throws that Joe Flacco was making.
He can't.
And Amari Cooper is showing that he's not washed. He's catching everything. He's catching everything that Flacco's. He's just so hungry and so happy to have Flacco back there. And so that's why I'm picking the Brownies this weekend. Just because I want to see them move forward and mess some teams up.
All right, I'm taking the Brownies too, and I think Kevin Stefanski gets Coach of the Year. Back to the NFC. We have the Lions, the Rams.
Ooh.
Also a great game. I think all of these
are great storyline games.
These are great storyline. Matt Stafford going back to Detroit.
Bro, did you see that the Detroit? I don't know if this is true or not, but they asked fans to not wear Stafford jerseys.
Yes, I did. I did see that.
I was like, oh, what?
That's lit. You know,
they're so salty, bro.
You know that's how I felt when I wish we could have done that with Joe. You know, like when we're playing the Chiefs, I don't want to see any Joe jerseys, man. Joe, that year and the year after, I was not a Joe Montana fan.
The Joe situation is different though because we got rid of Joe.
They got rid of Stafford.
No, Stafford chose to leave.
I don't think so. I think they got rid of him.
Well, they got rid. Yeah, they signed him and then they got rid of They got rid of Goff.
They got rid of Goff, yeah.
So I mean, that's gonna be good, man. And they're in Detroit, right?
Yep, they're in Detroit.
Man, that's gonna be a fun team, bro.
I think Detroit wins
this Rams team. Man, I could say you can make an argument that McVay might be coach of the year.
McVay,
bro, look at that team. Everyone's like, oh, Los Angeles bought a ring. They're gonna have to pay the bill on all those draft picks.
They're still a good team.
Les is like F them picks. That's his like strategy. But that's what I'm saying. That's exactly my point. They had that whole thing, and then they're still relevant. They're still in the playoffs. It's a great team. I don't want to see that team 3 times. No. I don't want to see the Rams make it to Levi's.
Nope.
That's the last thing I want to see. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
They're built to beat us.
That's why I'm rooting for the Lions.
Yeah, man. So it's like, man, I can see the Rams winning, but so when they're like, oh, who you think's gonna win? It's not who I think is gonna win. It's who I want to win. And you know what? The Lions aren't going to be fun to face either, man. A team that runs the ball, goes for it on 4th and 7. Ugh, that's going to be tough. You know what I'm saying?
I think the Lions are an easier team for the Niners to beat just because the Niners are a boat racing front running team.
Yep.
And if we could, before the half, if we could drop 20, I think that's a certified dub.
Yeah, and Jared Goff is not the threat that Matt Stafford is.
No, not at all.
I might be more worried about Baker Mayfield than Jared Goff.
No, you're disrespectful. Jared Goff is having a great year. You're hella disrespectful. You're disrespectful. Jared Goff is having a great year, bro.
Yeah, but Jared Goff doesn't have Mike Evans.
He has Amon-Ra and Sam Laporta.
No, Sam Laporta's hurt. He's hurt right now. We don't know if he'll be back by then. He hurt his knee.
He has he just has Amon-Ra then.
Exactly.
Yeah, Mike Evans doesn't get talked about much, but he's dangerous, bro. Like
he scored in us last time he played.
He's dangerous.
He's still a great receiver. I'm pretty sure he's still got 1,000 yards this season. But yeah, I hear you. That Lions Rams game, that's gonna be a good one, and I think we're all pulling for Detroit, and I think that's a great story for the city. I remember listening to Pat McAfee last season, and when the year that they kind of like, I think they beat the Packers on the way out, and they have that one guy, and that's a big Lions fan. And I'm just happy for franchises that haven't made the playoffs in a long time and having them not only just see success, but they're kings in the north. They are the Lion Kings.
Kings of the North.
The circle of life.
All right,
we're gonna get copywritten by.
We're gonna copywritten by Disney, bro. Chill.
Oh dang, my bad.
All right, so we're pulling for Detroit. I think Detroit actually has a good chance of winning that game too.
Well, they should.
Yeah,
but you know what? Like the indoor dome, it doesn't help them. I think it makes the Rams deadlier.
It's so tough because Matt Stafford's so good in that stadium, dude.
Yes, exactly. Like it's not. There's no home field.
You know what I think actually wins the game? I think we haven't touched on is I think the Lions' defense is better.
That's gonna be the only saving grace. What's my man's name? 97, Baby Bosa.
Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah, I need that man to tear off Stafford's.
If he has 2 sacks, I think he just wins the game.
It's gonna be a lot of pressure.
Yep. I think they just have a better defense.
Yeah.
All right, then.
If they can stop the run, get a lot of pressure on there, I have the Lions by a score.
Yep. All right. Going back to the AFC, we got still in the wild card. We got the Chiefs versus the Dolphins. Also a great game.
A cold game.
I
think they're 0 or -7 or something.
Yep.
Like not the spread, but like the temperature.
It's gonna be ugly.
Frío.
It's gonna be an ugly game.
Muy frío. So the first time Tyreek Hill comes home,
and he's looking to end Patrick Mahomes' little run. I think, we talk about Tua. I think we talked about Tua on the last on the last cast, saying that he's kind of a detriment to to them winning. You know, he's their Jimmy Garoppolo, where he's just like
man.
he's the limit to where they can go.
Yeah.
But that Chiefs offense is not playing too well, and it's not in sync together. You know, people are dropping stuff. Patrick's yelling at people. I think what McDaniels has been doing. I don't know if you've been watching Hard Knocks, but this he's a great culture guy. You know, he lets his guys know that he loves them, and the guys just look like they're having fun. And if the Dolphins can play loose like that, I think they can win. You know, I think if they play loose and they give Tua an easy game to play, meaning they run Devon Achane and they do some end arounds or something like that, and if they can get the ball not that much into his hands to decide the game, then they can win.
It's gonna be interesting. I was trying to think about like what game am I not so interested in. And this one, I just wish the temperature wasn't so bad. I think it helps the Dolphins in the sense that they can run the ball. But this Chiefs team, and it's not really being talked about, like their defense is actually really good this year.
Yeah, it is.
And so that's going to make it really hard for them to get the ball going. And Tua's he's not showing that he's a great passer, and it's already snowing. I don't think he's like the most precise guy. So it's going to be on McDaniels to get like a really diverse and run game going. I'm rooting for the Dolphins, but I think the Chiefs are going to win this. Just because of defense, just because of home field. Patrick Mahomes can still take the ball and run. I think it's going to be a run-heavy offense for both teams because when it comes to the passing game, it's not that Patrick Mahomes forgot how to pass. It's like he just doesn't have guys that can catch. And the Dolphins' defense is not as good as the Chiefs' defense right now. So I think it's a low-scoring game. I think it's like 17-14, win by a field goal, or it's going to be even funkier than that. It might be 12-17. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I think there's going to be a lot of kicks in this game. I could be wrong. I just don't see the temperature allowing this game to get up into the high 20s. But maybe I'm wrong. But that was my gut feel, and so I think the Chiefs are winning it.
All right, I agree with you. I don't have a strong argument for the Dolphins to win it other than we want them to win. And I think those guys, if they're having fun, they could play good football. But it's cold. No one has fun in the cold. I get it. Let's do this last game, the game that matters for us. We have Dallas versus the Packers.
Yes.
Dallas versus the Packers.
Is there really a world where the Packers beat the Cowboys?
No, it's a slim chance,
It's like under 5%, right?
No, I don't think that low. I think Jordan Love is peaking as a quarterback right now, or like not at all time, but he's really getting hot at a great time. He's understanding these receivers more. Like I could see the balls that he's throwing to Dobbs and stuff, and that Packers defense is kind of nice. They got Jair Alexander. It's kind of nice. They stay in games, and so if they could stay in the game with the Cowboys, it's so tough when you have those weapons on that offense. CD and Tony Pollard, who's been kind of all right, and Ferguson and Dak, like these, they can just run it up real quick on us or on anyone. And if the Packers can't just stop one or keep in, I think you're right. I think it's a slim chance, but I'll give them a 25% chance of winning this game.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I give them no chance. I think I just don't think. I honestly haven't watched too many Packer games. I watched one of them versus the Vikings. They kind of had that little streak in the middle. Happy they kind of got the season turned around a bit, but I think the Cowboys just my conspiracy theory is that the Cowboys are going to be in the Super Bowl this season. That's my conspiracy theory. That's my script. Especially after what I saw in Detroit with those refs. I don't feel good about it. And especially after, what the Bills have done, which is going to be my transition. I think one Super Bowl that's very possible is Bills, Cowboys. That's a rematch
God, that'd
from
be
the
so
90s.
Boring.
But I think that's definitely possible. Dak's had a great year. He's a great quarterback. So it's like that wouldn't be too surprising. But it's like, it's just what it is,
Yeah, I feel it.
And so it's like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, they got lucky with this.
And just
matchup.
so you know, the 1994 Super Bowl was Bills Cowboys, with the Cowboys winning that Super Bowl.
Yeah, the Cowboys had what? Emmitt Smith,
Troy Aikman.
Troy Aikman.
Yeah. Oh wait. No, yeah, I'm right. But yeah, so that's kind of that's one thing to kind of keep in mind. There's a little bit of history there. We're 20 years after that, and even if I don't think the Cowboys are gonna win the Super Bowl. I think I would see Cowboys Bills with the Bills finally winning a Super Bowl, because that would be the most that would be the craziest Cinderella story for the Bills to come up back from where they were. And I think that's the transition I have between Bills and Steelers.
You say the Bills are clearly beating the Steelers. That's what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying. I think because the script writers have written it. This is my conspiracy hat theory.
But then you're saying the Bills beat the Chiefs is what you're also saying.
Yep. I think this is the revenge season for Josh Allen.
Oh,
I think they found a run game. I think that this is what I'm saying. This could be that 2007 Giants team.
Oh yeah,
beating the Patriots. You know what I'm saying?
The thing is, yeah,
this could be them.
Yeah, Josh does play different in the playoffs.
Josh Allen has an arm. He has a talent. He has a size. Like you're telling me that he can't do what Eli did?
Eli plays so different in the playoffs.
Yeah, man.
I mean, Josh kind of does too. He had like a T-Mac score. He scored in 17 points or something.
Yep.
Because
in my playoffs, and I don't have the bracket in front of me, the Browns end up playing the Ravens. They beat the Ravens.
Really?
Yep. The Bills play the Chiefs, beat the Chiefs. Then it's Bills, Browns, AFC.
Yeah.
Bills win the AFC. The Niners play the Cowboys.
No, we played the Bucks.
Right. We beat them.
We beat the Bucks.
What I'm saying, in the NFC Championship, we play the Cowboys.
You think the Cowboys can beat the Lions after that?
Yep.
Really?
I'm the script, bro. I'm telling you what the script. This isn't what I want. What I think is gonna happen is I think it's gonna be Lions v Niners or Rams versus Niners at NFC Championship. That's what I think is gonna happen. But what I think the NFL wants to happen, I think it wants the Cowboys to beat the Niners in NFC ship, right? Because if you think about it, there's no reason to reward Niner fans. We already travel well. We sell out everywhere we go. We're having a lot of success. We have every season. Oh, I know what I want, but I'm just saying as a league, right? If I'm a scriptwriter and I'm just causing havoc, the Cowboys in the Super Bowl would generate so many views, right? I think you could do it. I think the most views in the league would be Chiefs Cowboys. Because you have the Taylor Swift factor. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Now I'm just spiraling out of control here with my bets.
Your marketing bets?
Yeah. But the Chiefs offense is just so boo-boo that I don't think the game itself is going to be any good. Yeah. And so what's a greater story? The Bills, they had homeboy who died on the field last season. He's back.
He gets comeback player of the year.
Right?
And the Super Bowl.
And Josh Allen, who basically in the middle of Thanksgiving was dead in the water. And he's willed the team back on a win, right? It's happened before. A team gets hot, and they beat the undefeated team.
Yeah, that is.
And in this case, a team gets hot, and they beat America's team. The Cowboys making it to the Super Bowl is a win for them. They can't even get to NFC Championship game. So that'll already be a winning season for them, right?
Yeah.
And the Bills coming, not only making it to the AFC, making it to the Super Bowl, and winning it, that's great.
If that happens, I don't think I'm watching football for the next 4 years.
But you can see it, right? You can see that happening.
The toughest thing for me is I don't see the Ravens losing to the Browns. I see it being close.
The Browns beat them in the season with Deshaun Watson, bro.
I know, but
they didn't even have Daddy Flacco.
But
Daddy Flacco's back, baby. And the Ravens are his old squad.
No, but
you don't think he wants to flex on those boys?
The Ravens are so hot right now. They just stunted
but
on
Daddy
us.
Flacco used to go up against Ray Lewis and Ed Reed. You're gonna sit here and tell me that he's scared of this Ravens defense?
They're pretty good. They're the best coverage team in the NFL, in my opinion.
Joe Flacco went up against Hall of Famers every day in practice, bruh.
Nah.
Daddy Flacco, fam.
Yeah, that's true. He did.
I'm just saying, you think he's gonna be scared of them? They're a division opponent. They can run the ball. They can play defense.
Yeah, they can play defense. Damn, that's
a good game.
That's a great game.
It's not the Ravens aren't running away with that one.
The thing is,
the Ravens don't
the
have
Browns
a run
have
game.
to beat the Texans.
They do, of course.
They have to, and that one's a tougher. I think that's a tougher matchup.
I think they played this season and they dog walked them.
Nah, but the Texans are sneaky good. They just come out of nowhere and just score 25 points on you, and you're like, well, that was the game. That's who the Texans have been. This bracket makes me sick. If we lose to the Cowboys in the championship, at home, if the Cowboys come to Santa Clara and beat the Niners, I'm not watching football anymore. I'm gonna go watch rugby. I'm gonna get into pickleball.
Tell me that's not a
more.
great script though.
That's
A
terrible.
heartbreaking Niner loss at home.
Sam, our hearts have been broken for the last 5 years. How much can we take?
More punishment.
My thing is if we lose this year, I think my sentiment is pretty universal.
You fire Kyle Shanahan and you hire Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick can't run an offense, bro.
A lot of these teams have been starting to do what I've been doing, like firing Vrabel, firing
hold
Belichick.
on. Okay, hold on.
No. Let me keep going.
Finish your thought.
My thought has been, hey, if you can't win it, you're kind of done. If you can't get to my thing is we can't fire Kyle Shanahan because he's now, hopefully this year will be his second Super Bowl appearance, but we're not even there yet. And if he can get us back to the Super Bowl appearance, he gets in. He stays in. But these coaches who haven't, who are first round exits, they shouldn't have jobs to me. Even though in your opinion, no, dude, you make the playoffs, you're a good team. I understand what you're saying. But a lot of these owners have started to understand what I'm saying. Hey, this is kind of the end of the road for this coach. Here, at least. And so let's move on and try to be a more winning team. And that's what they did with Vrabel. That's exactly what they're doing with Belichick. I believe that's what the Seahawks are doing too with Pete, even though Pete's going to stay because, he brought them the ring. But that's what these teams are doing, bro.
Okay, so let's. So in the end, though, I really think that the Super Bowl is very likely just going to be Ravens 49ers. That's my real pick before we transition into this coach talk, because I do have some thoughts on that. That's I think what's going to happen. What I would like to see it be, I'd like it to see it be Browns, Niners or Bills Niners. I think, but honestly, these are all great games either way.
Or the Bills.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Bills, Browns, or
Ravens. Yeah, Bills, Browns, Ravens.
I think those are all likely. I really don't see how the Chiefs make it that far. I just don't see. I don't think they have the team. I don't think they have the team this year. I think you chose not to get a receiver that can catch, and that's on you.
Yeah.
So then switching gears to the coaching conversation, I'm gonna start with the Vrabel thing. I think firing Vrabel was a mistake.
Mistake? How come?
Bro, that team hasn't been great, and
exactly.
But they were just in the playoffs a couple seasons ago.
First round exits. And they got stomped in the playoffs. Do you forget what the Ravens did to them? Stomped. It was a horrible game.
No, that's 2 games. Because remember the other game when when Derrick Henry used Earl Thomas as a human shield?
That was years ago, bro.
That was the year after they got stomped. They were having they had a whole little rivalry going.
They won that game against the Bills?
Yeah. Then they lost to the Chiefs when the Chiefs won to the Super Bowl.
The Chiefs dog-walked them.
Right.
It was bad in the playoffs, bro. They dropped 40 on them.
But bro, it's that's still successful though.
It's not in the eyes of the owners.
It's not the Jags. It's not the Colts. That division's easy, bro.
But the thing is, Vrabel. Okay, my thing with
what happened there was a Harbaugh thing.
No,
Vrabel and the owner got into a fight, bro.
Sure, whatever.
Allegedly. What the beef is, Vrabel this season gets honored into the Patriots Hall of Fame. They give him a little red jacket.
Yes, I know.
And
he goes in the bye week.
He makes a little comment about the quality of the Patriots organization and how that's not everywhere else.
Yeah.
Right? And so homeboy gets upset and fires him. But I'm like, bro, before Vrabel, what were the Titans doing?
I get it.
What were they doing, bro?
I get you're saying.
What were the Titans doing before Vrabel?
You're using the same argument as Jimmy Garoppolo brought the Niners wins. He took us out of the dark ages. But there comes a point where you have to move on from Jimmy Garoppolo because you as a team and an organization know that you cannot win with this guy. You can't. But
that organization isn't a winning organization. Who are they going to get?
They have a chance to get anybody. They can get
Who wants
Bill.
to go to the Titans, though? If you're firing this is what I'm saying. This is the other side of it. When you just fire coaches all willy-nilly who have shown you success, you know what I'm saying? Who wants to go there? It's the same thing with the Raiders, bro.
But they're restarting.
It's once you have these issues, right?
They're nuking the team. Derrick Henry's gone.
But that's my point. It's if that was the case, then that should have happened before the trade deadline so you can get all those picks. It just doesn't feel like the owner has an actual vision. And to me, that's why the Titans job is a bad job. You know what I'm saying? If I'm a coach.
Than the Chargers?
Yes. You know why the Chargers job is a good job? Because they're cheap, but they're going to stick with you. because they don't want to spend the money to fire the coach and keep paying him.
But they've
what's his
done it
name?
already.
What do you mean? They let Staley should have got fired like 2 seasons ago when the Raiders beat them.
Yeah, but Anthony Lynn should have got fired 2 seasons like into his contract too.
That's my point. You're proving my point. They're too cheap to fire people. So if I'm a coach, I have stability there. All I have to worry about is getting paid. You know what I'm saying? Are they going to give me the money I want?
Yeah, but I don't think
It's stability.
I think you're looking at coaching as politicians, where the goal is just to get reelected. You know, and maybe that is the case.
You want stability, but also the Chargers' job. You got Justin Herbert.
I don't trust the Chargers keeping Justin Herbert. I'm gonna be honest. Justin Herbert's great. I think he's an amazing quarterback. I don't trust the Spanos organization to keep him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you come in as a coach and you come over with your GM, right, depending on how they do that setup, it's a good gig. I know everyone's hating, the contracts here, this, and that. I was like, bro, you just need 1 season to see what they got.
Yeah, one sucky season.
Just 1 season. And if everyone's but the next season, then you're going to draft high, and then you're going to stockpile that stuff. You'll know by the halfway through next season what you got, and you move on from there. It's not like, to me, like if you're really scared of these, like if I'm a Charger guy, right?
Vrabel couldn't win, bro. He couldn't win it.
He won their division.
That's a butt division.
Bro, he lost to the Chiefs team that had Tyreek Hill. That's hard to beat, bro. Nobody was beating that.
He didn't lose to them, bro. He spread the cheeks for them.
But they weren't doing anything. That organization wasn't doing anything, bro.
What? So you're saying that now they're in a position?
Who's gonna come in and do better than Vrabel did?
Bill Belichick.
Huh?
Bill Belichick can.
He's not gonna come work for that owner. Is what I'm trying to tell you. You know what I'm saying?
It is if he's gonna get part ownership.
But that owner is dumb. He's not gonna. This is what I'm trying to tell you. It's like these coaches also don't want to deal with dumb owners. You know what makes this Washington football team job so good?
Why? Those owners are dumb too.
No, because Dan Snyder's gone.
Oh, they just
Bob
refreshed.
Myers is over there from the Warriors.
Yeah, you're right.
You have a pretty talented roster. You have high draft picks, and you have plenty of cap space. That Washington football team job is a good gig. The Redskins, before Dan Snyder bought them, they were a team that was respected. They have a lot of legacy.
Yeah, they did.
You know what I'm saying? And Dan Snyder took it and ran it into the gutter.
Yeah, because he's trash.
So if you can bring back a coach to make them tough again, to make them relevant again, that starts smacking the Cowboys in the mouth.
That's a great Nick Vrabel team.
No, that's a great Jim Harbaugh team.
Maybe.
You know why?
Because he can stay in Michigan.
Exactly.
Over there.
His brother's in Baltimore.
Yeah.
His mom and pop are in Ann Arbor. You hire a driver. The family is close.
Yeah, family's close. You just stay.
And you don't have to see your brother until the Super Bowl every year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
That's a great Jim Harbaugh job.
It's tough though.
And they'll be so new
he can recruit his own
that
guys.
he can do his own guys.
Yeah, he can recruit his own guys.
And he has high draft picks that he can pick the guys that he thinks are the best in the league.
Yeah, he knows.
That's a great Jim Harbaugh job.
And he knows more than these scouts.
I think Vrabel goes back to the Patriots.
As a head coach?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think Homeboy gives him a shot. Him or McDaniels or whatever.
Okay, so Pete's out.
Yeah, I don't think Pete wants to coach. I think Pete's gonna do some operational hits.
I think he's just done. He's had a great career, bro.
He's had a great career. Yeah, he's in his 70s, man.
He's brought a ring to that city.
Yeah, he could have.
That city doesn't deserve it.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 9 tires. He's a Pacific Tiger, University of Pacific, Stockton, California, 209. You know what I'm saying?
He's a beast, bro.
I can't even hate on the man.
He's a Cali beast. He's a Bay boy, right?
I can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's from the city.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm not gonna hate on great teams that beat us in the playoffs and won rings because I mean it's a feat in itself to do that.
Yeah.
But the Chargers job is open. Did the Colts guy keep his job?
Nope.
He got fired too.
Yep. Artie Smith also got the Falcons is open.
Oh man, so the Falcons to me is another interesting job because the owner, I don't think he's a terrible guy. I think he has the Jags problem. He can't hire the right guy.
Yeah.
You know,
he's Jed York problem where he just doesn't know how to.
No, Jed York I think was putting his foot in his mouth. This Falcons guy, bro, he just keeps hiring the wrong guys.
You forget we had Tom Sula, Chip Kelly, like we hired the wrong guys back to back.
But we had Jim Harbaugh, and he messed it up. Yeah. He fumbled the baddie.
Yeah, he did.
Arthur Smith can't find a baddie, and his organization isn't smart enough. Where this organization failed is in moving on from Matt Ryan. Really? They should have got rid of Matt Ryan a year sooner, and they should have never drafted Kyle Pitts, And instead of Kyle Pitts, they should have went quarterback.
Who were the quarterbacks in that year?
I don't know. But Kyle Pitts is clearly not the franchise guy.
What? He is, though. You put him anywhere else.
I'm telling you, bro. I had him his rookie season as a fucking fantasy guy.
No.
And he was not that guy, bro.
Sam.
He hasn't been that guy.
Okay,
He's not a guy
watch.
that you build. You don't build a franchise around a tight end. You don't
George
do that.
Kittle. We did that with George Kittle.
No, we built it around offensive, defensive line. That's what we did.
We built it around the
And
defensive line.
George Kittle is a 5th or 4th rounder. This is a number 8 pick overall, bro. He
Yeah.
wears it on his chest.
Okay,
Get out of here.
George Kittle retires. We go get Kyle Pitts, and we're okay.
Yeah, it's because we have a complete team everywhere else. The Falcons have nothing.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You need quarterback. You need defensive line.
I don't know why they got
ma-
Bijan
they,
too.
they made a mistake. They made a mistake because they don't have
They made
good
mistakes
football ops.
2 in a row.
Yeah, they're not good football ops teams.
This is what's
But I think
hurting
that
me
job.
about-
I think that job is more interesting than the Titans job.
The Titans job is not bad.
I think the owner is dumb. I think he's gonna make them look bad.
The Spanos family is dumb as well. Sorry,
Right?
Spanos.
But they're in Los Angeles, bro,
that's true. They can,
and they have a quarterback.
and they
I think everyone believes in Justin Herbert. I don't think anyone doesn't believe in that guy.
no. He's almost he. I guess he's kind of like Phillip Rivers, where it's just kind of in a bad situation.
I think, man, like that team underperforms every season. I think a quality, competent coach. I thought Jim Harbaugh to the Chargers also made a lot of sense
yeah, it would be.
because he has the San Diego ties.
Yeah,
Because he's been comfortable on the West Coast.
Yep.
I really don't think
and you can keep Austin Eckler.
Yep. And I don't think that the Harbaugh to Raider thing makes a lot of sense. I know fans want it. I think the Raiders have to keep Antonio Pierce.
Yep.
The Raiders
think
have
the
always
Raider-
been the team that
To-
allows the player, former whatever, Raider fan guy to become the coach. Like, that's what their culture used to be. And it's like that team, had they had Antonio Pierce since the beginning of the season, that team makes the playoffs.
Dude, they're about to make. When Antonio Pierce started, or Spears, what's his name?
Antonio Pierce.
Antonio
AP.
AP. When he started, I was like, "Whoa, the Raiders can go 10-7 and make the playoffs."
I made the same argument.
And I was like,
We had the whole debate about what being an underdog is. And I
Yeah.
was like, the Raiders can do it.
"The Raiders could do it," and
They
almost
have
did.
they have the skill. Exactly.
They almost did. They
Yeah.
just kind of fumbled. They kind of fumbled the bag.
It's
at the
hard.
end.
It's hard to do what the Bills did.
Yeah.
Because the Bills have a quarterback and the Raiders don't.
The Raiders.
You know what I'm saying? And to me, that's why
But
I have the versions of the playoff bracket where the Bills go all the way because of that quarterback factor. You know
the
what I'm
Raiders
saying?
had the same problem though when they had Bisaccia, that special teams guy that was their interim head coach. And I was like, bro, the locker room is behind this guy. He wants to play for him. And all you have to do is make sure Bisaccia has good pieces around him, a good DC, a good OC,
Exactly.
a good he's the special teams guy. Like
Exactly.
you just got to build the pieces around him, and then have your guys play the games because they have all
Exactly.
pros.
No, I mean,
They have Devontae Adams.
AP went into the Chiefs and dunked on him on
Dunked
Christmas.
on Christmas. I'm like, bro, you
That's-
have to do is
Just keep doing that. They beat the Chargers every season.
try to get a quarterback
Keep doing that.
that's not throwing picks.
The
like Jimmy
Broncos,
Garoppolo.
they beat the Russell Wilson Broncos too, who was having a decent season.
They did. Yeah, they stunned.
Yeah, they're not getting worked. They're not a bad
They
team.
had a great defense.
I
and
know
was like,
our fellow Raider fan friends gave up on the team because of other stuff, but to me that's organizational behavior issues.
and
you know what
that's
I'm
why I don't think that's a good. I think that's a worse job to me than
Than
the
the
Titans.
I agree. Yeah.
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 I think the Titans, you get a. You're saying that owner won't let something won't give the keys to someone, but I think firing Vrabel is okay. Next time I get someone, they're having the keys.
I think it's a personality thing, and I think, like, for example, I would
No way.
never see Harbaugh on the Titans because Harbaugh's an even bigger personality than Vrabel is.
Yeah, but
He's
if
more
you give,
abrasive.
If you give a coach like Harbaugh, or even like a person like Kyle Shanahan, the keys, like Jed York gave Kyle Shanahan the keys, that Titans organization or that team for the next 5 years could be lethal.
Of the open jobs out there,
The best spot
Which-
is the Seahawks.
which job do you think will most likely have Coach of the Year?
Oh man, the Commanders. The Commanders have Coach of the Year just because
Yeah, they're positioned to turn it around the best.
turn it around the best.
Yeah.
Especially if they can land our guy Adam Peters.
Yeah, because what you have, the Giants have been, you know what happened there. The Eagles
They messed up
look
a
like
while.
they're broken. I don't know how you fix. I don't know how in this offseason the Eagles fix themselves.
They fired
And the
Sirianni.
Cowboys are gonna be the Cowboys.
The Cowboys are the Cowboys. They can
Yeah.
be good or bad every other year.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
They have the Niner problem.
I agree. Yeah. I think
The Commanders have the best shot of being coach of the year just because they're going to start from zero. Legit zero. You know, you get rid of all your guys. It's almost like that team is the best team to support our argument of doing the promotion demotion type of league where you're going back to the USFL and then
CFL whatever league hybrid thing.
Whatever league hybrid thing, we're going to bring someone up. But they're going to really be starting from zero, from draft picks, from free agent pickups.
Even that Sam Howell quarterback they have, that could be a good bridge quarterback. Decide what you want.
No, and I'm not hating on Sam. Sam Howell is like, he can dot it, but he has the same Drew Lock situation where he's just like, you're just not the guy that teams want.
That's fine.
And you're not going to be.
Yeah, you don't have to be.
You don't have to be to get paid.
If you don't think you have that quarterback in the draft, then you wait.
Then you wait.
You know, and then you see what you have with the team, and then you build. You know, you build the trenches and you build out, and then you go from there.
Yeah.
You know,
my argument why Kyle Shanahan was in the hot seat and why I think it was a good decision to move on from Vrabel and all these other teams is because if Kyle Shanahan didn't draft Brock Purdy,
he's done.
He's done.
That's an interest. Yeah.
He's done.
Yeah. There's a universe where we missed out on Brock Purdy. He missed out the Trey Lance thing, and he's out.
And he's out.
Yeah.
Because that move has been it has been the biggest flop of a pick.
Because it's not John Lynch, bro.
It's not. It wasn't John Lynch.
John Lynch is like a car sell, bro. He's willing and dealing, bro. He's bringing like, what do you wanted McCaffrey? I got you, McCaffrey. You wanted Chase Young? I got you, Chase Young.
Yep.
Who else did you want to draft but you couldn't draft because someone else got him? I'm gonna go get him for you right now. I'm gonna get him for you on the low. We're gonna buy low and we're gonna sell high.
I don't know who wanted Trey Lance.
Yeah.
And maybe if I find Kyle Shanahan at a bar in San Jose one day, I'm gonna get him drunk and we're like, hey, who wanted him? But you know
what? They were all wrong.
What do you mean? The whole league?
I mean, bro, they all had him high, and the dude that went to New England he's a bust too. It was gonna be one of those two guys.
I rather had Justin Fields.
Oh yeah, Justin Fields. I believe in Justin Fields.
I rather had Justin Fields.
But it's supposedly between Lance and
Zach Wilson and Mac Jones.
Yeah, Mac Jones.
No, I wanted Fields.
And all three of those guys, Wilson. What happened to Wilson, bro? That guy has nothing.
Yeah, that was sad.
Yeah, like I was watching some of his
college. Sunshine too. Sunshine's in that draft.
Yeah, that's all bad, bro.
It was all bad.
That's bad on bad on bad.
Bad on bad.
Yeah.
Justin Fields, look, he's the best quarterback in that draft class.
I haven't given up on Justin Fields.
I think Harbaugh could fix him.
I think I read that Harbaugh and the owner of the Bears,
they don't get along. Probably.
Nah, something happened while he was playing there, and he does not mess with them.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, Justin Fields, the Bears will mess up and probably let go of him too, just because.
I think the Falcons should try to trade for Justin Fields.
Ooh, give him number 7. That'd be lit.
Yeah, I think you put Justin Fields over there.
With Bijan Robinson.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
That's a great offense. Holy snap.
Yep. That's how I fix the.
That's how you fix the Falcons.
That's how I fix the Falcons.
Yeah, I think
I send Vrabel to the Falcons.
I think we could have done something with Justin Fields.
And then you do that.
Because imagine the Fields.
He has a good arm.
He has a good arm. Yeah. Imagine him with our line and our running.
Yeah.
We would have been what we wanted, which is the power run scheme.
Yep.
And then run and gun.
Yeah.
But
yeah, maybe they just fell in love with how Trey interviewed or something. It was a mistake.
I mean, Trey has a great arm.
Yeah.
Bro, the Danny Gray pass was beautiful. It replays in my dreams at times. I'm like, wow, look at that.
I was like, where's Danny Gray? I think this. Like I said, we were talking about in the chat. Like you fell in love with Trey Lance, and I fell in love with Danny Gray.
Yeah.
I was like, a guy that can get that open. Wow.
Yeah, and then Trey threw it, let him.
Let him. And I was like, oh my god.
And I was like, oh, the endless possibilities.
Yeah.
And then the deep crossers.
Well, that's why I was like, yo, B.A., Samuel, and Gray.
Yeah, it's good.
Like, wow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And then Gray just kind of
he broke his collarbone in the preseason.
Yeah. I don't know. It's tough. But that's why my argument for letting go of Vrabel is very high because you
like it. You like getting rid of these guys.
Because if you're a winner, because I need winners, bro.
The Eagles proved it. The Eagles got rid of Peterson and they got Sirianni and they made it back to the ship.
Yep.
But they didn't win it though.
They didn't win it.
Yeah.
They didn't win it.
Peterson won it.
That defense that Peterson had was good.
It was great. No, but his offense won the game. That's Philly special right there.
Yeah, it is Philly special.
Put some respect on Peterson.
Yeah, Dougie P, bro.
And his special teams. The Parkey miss wasn't a miss. It was a tip.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, we need that magic on special teams. But it's like, it's going to be a crazy offseason. We'll talk more about it once we get through this. We're going to have a nice weekend off to watching these games. And then we're going to come back to you after that to see who the Niners end up facing that weekend of the 20th.
Bah.
This has been the Bad Samaritan Podcast.
Oh no.
Peace.